I don't like facing discriminations because I have a visual impairment. When I was cutting a cucumber on the cutting board with my knife, my uncle was like, I don't like it when you use the knife, you're going to cut yourself because you can't see or so. And I tell my uncle, just because I'm visually impaired, it doesn't mean I can't use the knife safely. And I've been told that just because I'm visually impaired, I'm going to cut myself more. Well, is that true? Well, no. I don't think that's true at all. I know how to cope with vision loss, and as long as I had training from independent living skills specialists from the CNIB, then I can manage around the kitchen safely and productively without cutting myself or putting myself in danger. I don't like that people assume that I'm blind, totally blind, when they see me with the white cane. There was a jerk at my old school in high school saying, "Oh, she's blind as a bat." I'm just like, what a jerk. I don't like when people compare me to a bat because of my visual impairment. I just think that's wrong, you know? Blind as a bat. I don't like how parents treat children differently because they have visual impairment. My mom used to treat me differently from my sisters because I had a visual impairment. She was overprotective. I was not allowed to take the transit. She used to think that I couldn't do much because I'm visually impaired. And I had to put in the effort to show my mom that I was a capable and high-functioning person. I want people to see me as the independent young adult, not the visually impaired or blind person. I try to tell people that not everyone who is considered visually impaired is totally blind. I prefer people to say that I'm visually impaired. I don't want people to say that I'm blind. When I look at the word blind, the way I interpret it is that you can't see anything. It takes it can take about like several months or to cope with vision loss. Well, I pretty much grew up with visual impairment for the rest of my life, and yeah, so I spent pretty much most of my life learning how to cope with disabilities. Without my orientation and mobility instructors, my CNIB cooking teachers, and my EA from East Glen High School, I would never have been the independent woman that I am today. Now my mom does not treat me like a baby anymore because I'm visually impaired. She sees me as the independent person, the high functioning person, even though I have a vision loss now. Like she used to worry about me all the time because I had a visual impairment. Sometimes it would be nice to be sighted for once, but otherwise I have to accept the challenge that I have to deal with every day. There's nothing I can do about it right now. I just have to be happy with my life and enjoy what I can do. It takes a lot of practice to cope with vision loss. I'm glad that Apple has made its products very accessible for people with visual impairment. Like this iPad I have here, it has VoiceOver. So VoiceOver is a screen reader that's built in the iPad. So that way I can listen to what it's reading to me. VoiceOver is also on Mac computers, iPod Touches, iPod Nanos. The reason I know is because I looked in the Apple website, and also one of the educational assistants from Center High has told me, and she showed me her iPad, and then she wanted me to get one, so I have one right here. I like that there's technology that's designed for low vision and blind people, like the magnifiers, the Braille notes, the Braille lights, and Zoom. Zoom is a screen magnifier that's used for people with low vision. One of my friends, for example, has low vision. Well, she used to be my friend. There was two people that I knew that both had low vision, and their names were Ryan and Brian. But I used to hang out with them because I thought they were cool, but I realized they were jerks. Sometimes they would say sexist comments in front of me, and when I look back at it, I realized what bullies they were. But Brian could play the piano. He was a pro, but his personality stinks. Or it stunk, I should say. I haven't seen him for a long time. Yes, they're legally blind, and Ryan's not here anymore. He passed away, which I heard. But Brian, I don't know where he is. Yeah, but he's a large print user. When I was younger, one of my sisters told me that I can't see anything. I just pretend I can see. And when I look back at that, I just don't, and I feel as if people are just assuming that I can't see. And it bothers me now. It bothered me back then, it still bothers me now. I don't want people to think I pretend to see, because I don't pretend to see. What I'd like to see improve is more accommodations for people with visual impairment. I like to see print menus that are large at restaurants, large print menus, Braille menus. I want to see table numbers that are in Braille. I want to see more Braille on signs of washroom doors. I want to see more Braille on... Yeah, so more Braille in general. Although I have seen some Braille on some ticket machines when you go to the train station and you go buy a ticket. At least the Braille will tell you which one's the ticket booth and so on. When I go on the LRT, I like that they announce the train station names. For example, it'll tell me next stop Coliseum Station, And when I get off, when I arrive at that train station, it'll say Coliseum Station. But sometimes they're wrong. Sometimes they can be wrong. Yeah, so a pre-recorded voice says that. I like to see buses as a stop. I like to see a system for transit buses where they announce the stops. Well, I heard they do that in Toronto. But I would like to see it here in Edmonton. I'd like to see more I like to see large print cash registers and talking cash registers. So that way more people like me can be cashiers, and it decreases the barrier of employment for people with visual impairment. Okay, so thanks for watching. I'll make a video just in a minute.